Something happened today. Was I was doing a video for the first time, and I've done over 100 videos on this software. For the first time, the software kind of halfway through goes, and I didn't notice, and I continued speaking, and then I realized I had only like kind of registered 2 minutes of it. So naturally, I was like, okay, so maybe this is not the time to actually do this video. And it's for me because like to repeat it after I had just started is not really something that I don't know. I felt like I was flowing in a way, but again, the video didn't click. Maybe it's whatever it is I was talking about, just like wasn't really like coming out the way I wanted it to, or whatever. But on the other side of it, I started thinking about and was watching an anime called Kekkai Sensen. Apocalyptic, weird, fucking. I love the way they actually portray the scenes and the characters. It's like, no, so we are in hell, and we just basically, there's a lot to deal with. So they kind of like developed a certain characteristics and how they actually are involved in the situations. Well, one of the situations was beautiful, and there was a conversation. So one guy wanted another person dead, so he basically wanted to extend. He wanted to he asked a favor for a guy to kill that guy, to kill the person, and then he wasn't able to fulfill his part of the deal, so he was about to die. So the guy that he wanted dead stood up and was like, "No, please, I'll fulfill his side of the favor, or I'll do the favor, basically. I'll work with you to pay off his debt and to actually save his life." And through the conversation, that guy that was supposed to kind of like do the killing looked at him and was, while the other guy was saving the life of the dude that wanted him dead. And a conversation started between them that actually like discussed humanity and how the guy on the outside wanted you dead, yet you are here risking your life to save him. And one thing clicked with me in my head is a story. And I'm going to go to the story, I'm going to talk about it, and then I'll come back to the parable. I'll come back to the actual anime and the storyline. So the story goes like this. There was a fire, and a guy was basically grilling, and a and a snake falls from a tree on the fire. And so the guy jumped, the snake is burning, caught on fire. The guy takes his hand, puts it to grab the snake, and while he's lifting the snake turns around and bites him. So he basically opens his hand and leaves the snake, and the snake falls back down in the fire. And the guy, without hesitation, takes his hand again, goes and grabs the snake and actually throws it out. And his friend goes up to him and goes, like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like, why would you do that?" And he goes like, "Why would you do what? Why would you save the snake after it bit you?" And the guy responds that it's in the snake's nature to bite, and it's in my nature to save her. So why would I change my nature for something that's not really like, that's not within her control? Because the snake will bite. We all know the snake will bite, right? Like, so it's not within her control. So if she can't change her nature, why would I change mine? And the goal behind that, if your nature is a good person, whatever your nature is, you shouldn't kind of like compromise it for anything, even though other people's natures are not really the best natures to deal with. You be yourself as authentically as possible, all the way down to the core. These words only strengthen your existence once you start looking at people around you and realizing how inauthentic they are, maybe. Or basically, when you're looking at yourself and realizing that the more authentic you are, the further away from people you get. There's a whole lot to unpackage with just the concept of you becoming more of what you want to be. There's a lot to unpackage. And this is a realization that's been like kind of creeping up on me over the past like 2 months, 3 months. Because the truth is, to become a professional guitarist, you kind of have to go through, I'm learning to play guitar and I'm enjoying playing the guitar. the enjoying part, and I'm using guitar because it's right behind me and I see it, but it's like something easy. It's like a technical thing that you level up. But at one point, when you're looking at the guitar and you're kind of like feeling your way through, this is a completely different realization of how music dissipates in your mind, in your how your body reacts to it. So you can only imagine everything that you're chasing after in your life if you're actually actively pursuing it. Like, and especially like when things are not really as standardized as you would like. Because, like, for me, for example, I'm pursuing my platform, and almost everything is changing on a weekly, monthly basis towards that goal because I kind of have to figure out and I have to get feedback faster and I have to like understand directly what are the things that I'm actually doing right and not doing right, and where are the people that are actually like supporting and not supporting, and where are the times I'm explaining and not explaining. Is like there's a whole list of stuff that I go through. But so back to the anime, the conversation was as heavy as like the measure of human beings and their fragility. And the statement was like this: why would you risk your life for people who are weak? And the guy responds, people are weak. And because of that, they behave in why would you, sorry, why would you, the guy was asked, why would you risk yourself for a guy who basically wanted you dead? And his response was, people are weak. Because of that, they behave in ways devoid of self respect. They behave in ways devoid of self respect. That is a heavy statement. The way I, it really for me just it didn't strike a chord. It screamed out how people can completely dismiss themselves for something about them, right? I'm trying to show small. And it's because of this weakness, they actually behave in ways that's devoid of self respect. And then he says something amazing. So what? One second. Oh, fucking bitch. Okay, so it's not showing. But something it has nothing to do with how I choose to live my own life. So again, true authenticity, going back to yourself and being able to like understand how you do things, how you process things on such a level where your confidence is unwavering, where any decision making process you do is structured at the core to who you are, where every single time you say something you kind of like should have avoided, your mind, your body, everything kind of like goes, huh, that's not who you are. It's not how you want to act. It's not how you want to engage. That's not something you should consider. That's not something you should bear with. And remember, I'm going through a lot, right? Like over the past 6 months, technically I've quit, but the reality is I was rejected at like, in essence, I was rejected. That's why I quit. That's why I told them I don't want to do this anymore. I was rejected by almost every single person I worked with. And that kind of stuff makes you want to change some things in yourself, to adapt, to maneuver, to to engage differently, to gain some form of like appraisal, respect, some form of engagement, man. I don't know. Maybe even like love and appreciation. You question that stuff. But the truth is, why would you feel any shame for being yourself? Why would you want to change anything? And again, just because people are weak or they're not able to like give themselves the respect in talking to you and engaging with you. They're not able to like show themselves, paint themselves in like a decent light. They're not able to build on top of their character the life, the reality that they want in front of them. Why would you change in order for you to get accepted by all of that? Why would you even consider anything that might change you while you're handling whatever it is happening because of that? Over the past week, it's been a whole lot of just forgiving energy, understanding energy. I'm understanding how I'm reacting to such things. Like such things are going to be happening a lot. They've always been happening, but they're going to be happening even more now. Because whether I like to admit it or not, I truly realize how whatever it is I'm doing is completely beyond the norm. And it's not the idea that I have, it's just me, somebody approaching life in such a way, like a musician approaching music, obsessing over it, nobody would understand them. An artist approaching painting, nobody would understand them. That's why they express themselves. And that's basically how I see myself. Like trying to actually like it's the whole like understanding the science of art, I guess, or like the art of science or something like this. Just trying to see where I could, from a logical perspective, be able to connect and creatively express. And naturally, what I'm working on is basically a platform. Other people work on different businesses. I just made my choice and I want to express to the world what it is and reveal it to the world. Cool beans. Yalla, guys. Thank you and later.